guys. Thanks so much for coming out. It's great. I'd like to dedicate this show to my girlfriend Becky. Becky, in the audience? I think she's busy. I had to go to rehab last summer. Turns out you can actually get hooked on phonics. So a plesiosaur walks into a bar. Plesiosaur, it's a long-necked aquatic dinosaur, lived primarily in the Mesozoic era. Can we go on? A plesiosaur walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" And the plesiosaur goes, I spent last week drinking malt liquor on a playground, no hobo. I was reading out loud the other day. And I came across a sentence that was in parentheses. And I thought to myself, do I read this out loud, or do I just think it? I wonder what it'd be like to tell a joke in parentheses. I'm on a diet right now. I'm trying to go back to my original weight, 9 pounds, 5 ounces. I really like crossover movies. I'd like to see a crossover between the movies I Am Legend and I Am Sam. It's about Sean Penn as a mentally disabled dad trying to raise his infant daughter in a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by vampires. You know, the nice thing about calling a phone sex line is premature ejaculation just saves you money. So, I'm a bit confused. What are you supposed to do if you want to like a little somebody who's bald? I'd like to do a character for you guys right now. I call this one the pretentious wedding singer. Yeah, I don't do originals. So, like, do hippos remember stuff in the people campus? Take a psychology class, guys. It's important. While I've been at Vassar, I'm a junior. I've been here for a little over 2 years. I've learned a lot. But one of the big things I've learned is just how there's just these things about the world that are so unfair. Like I've learned about this concept of a gender binary and how it's extremely oppressive. Hold on. Yeah, I used a word we talk about in class. That doesn't mean I'm an asshole. But I wondered what it would be like if it was switched. Like, if women had all the like political and social power, and men were constantly being objectified and over-sexualized. Does that mean that like testicles would become the new breasts? Like, hear me out. They're round, they're vaguely asymmetrical. You know, they become hyper-fetishized, really over-sexualized. Like, would you have a bunch of like 11 and 12-year-old girls trying to sneak into a PG-13 movie just to see some side sack? Rich trophy husbands would get ball implants, walk around like this all day, only to get a reduction because of thigh pain. I met this guy at a club. Yeah? Yeah. Really, really good body. We're talking like... Sometimes in the world, people say stuff, and you just are like, what did, yeah. You're like, what did that, what did that mean? I was at a party, true story, and a girl came up to me and said, I love the way you dance by yourself at jazz night. Thanks. I'm that guy, yeah. Billy Idol song, you know. It reminds me, on kind of a similar note, I was talking to my dad over the summer, and it was one of those moments where like you can finally see your parent like talk to them adult to adult. You know, you're not a kid anymore, you're grown up. And I was talking to my dad, I was talking about my experience at Vassar, and I said, you know, it's fantastic. You know, I'm studying, I'm taking great classes, you know, I have wonderful friends who I really love, you know, you know, it's a beautiful environment that's just inhabited by beautiful, intelligent people. But despite all that, there are times where I just feel this unhappiness, this sadness that just sort of sinks into my ribcage and stays there. And then I feel guilty because I have all this nice stuff and I just can't help but feel depressed. And my dad looks at me in the eye and he says, thank you guys so much. Our next comedian. Don't leave, stay. He's really funny. Our next comedian, you may know him as the nicest guy ever. No, not Sam Thomas, sorry. He's an extremely funny guy, extremely intelligent. I hope you enjoy him. Please put your palms together in a percussive manner for Mr. Jean-Luc Bouchard.